One of those hats I wear is that of a graphic artist.
This is American Robb from American Pancake. I wear a lot of hats, doing procurement, being a music writer, musician, and also being a graphic artist. And as I was flipping through PMS books, going over a project, I wondered how many colors are there? And so I got on Google, started doing a little bit of research, and I found this very interesting article. And they were talking about some lab studies where psychophysicists figured out that we as human beings can see, at least the subject matters in their study, could see 1,000 levels of light and dark. They could see 100 levels of red and blue and 100 levels, I'm cheating, of yellow and blue, and 100 levels of red and green. I messed that up. But long story short, they figured out that in these laboratory conditions that they could see, the test subjects could see 10 million colors. Modern cameras, film projectors, modern video can display about 60 million colors. And then they started thinking further and remembering that different times of the day reflect on the way people see light and how they see colors. And people themselves perceive colors differently. So computing the number of people, computing the amount of different types of light reflecting back colors, they figured out and extrapolated, theorized that there are 18 decimillion colors. So that would look like an 18 with 33 zeros behind it, a large number, an infinite number almost. So while some of their ideas and that number may be a little bit theoretical, I know one hard truth. Within all those 18 decillion colors, there's not one bad color. Simply put, there's not one bad color in that whole bunch. How true, you may not be fond of the color purple, and your significant other may not like chartreuse, but they're still not bad colors. The fact that you don't like them does not make it intrinsically a bad color. That is what art is. That is what all forms of art, movies, art on the wall in a museum, and songs and music. So in the same way that there cannot be any bad colors, there cannot be any bad songs. I know this may seem like I'm stating the obvious, or maybe to some of you it may seem kind of controversial, but the truth is there are no bad songs. Now, publications and people and Grammy Awards and the Oscars and would like you to believe that there's good and bad art. But intrinsically, there's no bad art. Art is subjective, so each person voices their own opinion on whether they like the art, whether it inspires them, whether it motivates them, whatever. But intrinsically, there are no bad songs. So why then do publications try to kind of push that there are bad songs by saying, as Pitchfork Media might or list the 50 best songs of 2019, when they're flat out not the best songs? They can't be. They can't be the best songs because there's no quantifiable, hard truth about what makes a song better than another. It's all subjective. So I know I might be nitpicking, might be talking semantics, but it's an important distinction. They should really say these are their favorite songs, not the best songs. Now, even if you could, let's say that songs and art is not subjective. There's quantifiable ways to figure out if a song is better than another song. So let's say there are 50 best songs of 2019. That headline would still ring false because that would presuppose that the gentlemen over at Pitchfork or the women at Pitchfork have actually listened to every song, That's the only way you could come up with a best of is if you listen to every song. So did they listen to Urdu music? Did they listen to Cambodian folk songs? Did they listen to, or did they just listen to songs that were in English? That's a small part of the world pie. What did they listen to? What made it the best song? Did they listen to every song that's on Spotify, every song that came out on Bandcamp, every song on SoundCloud? No, they did not. I think the truth would be more like, these are my favorite songs of 2019 that I had a chance to listen to that were mostly English-speaking artists that quite possibly my editor asked me to review, which might be more truthful than you think. I mean, look at all the best of song lists. For the most part, they kind of have the same artists, the same songs, the same albums on them. Except maybe for some independent blogs like American Pancake and other blogs. I'm glad to say that my favorite list, my favorite 100 songs of 2018, probably 70% of the list, if not more, were not on any other list because they were true indie artists. But again, the best of scenario is just a false statement on the face of it. It just shows kind of this mentality that's out there, that competitive mentality or something. I don't really understand it. I don't get it. I don't get the Grammys. I don't get the Oscars either. I don't get the point of giving awards for art. All art should be judged by each person who sees it. And it's not a sporting event. But I think people like to make it a sporting event. Now, again, if you believe that there are no bad songs on an intrinsic level, like there's no bad colors, I think that it's a way to look at art and songs a little differently. And I think it's important if you are a songwriter or creator. Over the last 10 years curating songs on American Pancake, I've probably written about 6,000 plus songs and or artists, and I've probably rejected over 16,000. That sounds like a lot, but I actually approve a fairly high percentage compared to a lot of other blogs. But I do not pass every song to be on the blog, because I readily admit that there's songs that are going to appeal to me and songs that aren't going to appeal to me. But that still doesn't make it a bad song. It's just a song that I don't happen to, that doesn't engage my, doesn't make my synapses in my brain spark. And that's what I want to write about. When I do reject a song, one thing I always say to the artist or the band that I'm writing back to, besides explaining why I don't like their particular song, I always say, please remember, there are no bad songs. It's just it's a numbers game. It's a matter of finding the audience or the blogger that gets you. That's what you have to find. Somebody that gets you, that gets what your song's about, what your aesthetic's about. And if you can do that, you can build your audience if that's what your intent is. Some people don't care about building an audience. They just want to make music and art that makes them happy. But it's just something that was on my mind today as I was building another site that I'll tell you guys about as soon as it comes out. I will tell you the name of the site. The site is going to be songmight.com. But if you have any disagreements with my statement that there are no bad songs, let me know down below. If you agree, let me down below. I hope you check out American Pancake and check out my favorite list from 2018. And just keep in mind that, as creative people, as artists, You know, do what makes you happy, what fuels your art, what speaks to your aesthetic, your soul, and don't pay too much attention to those bloggers that write you back and say that your song sucks or whatever. They may think your song sucks, other people may not. But stay true to your art, keep writing, keep rocking, and I'll talk to you soon.